The key thing is adding feeling, adding expression. That's the whole thing. If you're not expressing feeling, then why bother?
What's up? This is JJ. Today is Tuesday, 21st of January 2014, and I'm at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands. We've had our first passport checkup. We've checked in our suitcases. We're about to have some coffee at Starbucks. We're flying to Los Angeles to the NAMM show in Anaheim, California. Yes, that's me. Okay, now we got ourselves some coffee. It's 8:15. We're waiting at gate F9 to start going through the customs and start boarding at 8:20 probably. But judging by the queue that's over there, it's going to take a little bit longer. It's now 9:30 in the morning. We've already boarded the plane, waiting for takeoff. And well, NAMM show, here we come. In the US, in Los Angeles, it is way past midnight. So I'm just going to take a quick nap to get used to the time difference just a little bit. Okay, it is now 2:10 in the afternoon, and we are in Los Angeles. We've just rented this lovely blue Toyota car that we're going to use to drive around in this weekend to take us to Anaheim. We're very tired. We've had a very long journey, and we had to wait for a very long time at LAX airport. at the customs for Homeland Security. So first up we're going to see the Hollywood sign, and then we're going to Anaheim to check in at the hotel. Okay, so I'm really here. The Hollywood sign, proof that I'm really here in California. That's it for today. We're off to our hotel. See you tomorrow. JJ out. Good morning, Anaheim. Today is Wednesday, 22nd of January 2014, and we've just woken up in our lovely hotel room at the Fairfield Inn in Anaheim, California. Right across the street is Disney World, the original Disney park. So this is said to be the happiest place on earth. We'll see about that. Today's program is breakfast at 9 a.m. and we will help set up the booth for Electro-Harmonics at the NAMM show later today. Okay, this is day 3 of our trip to Anaheim, California, and today's Thursday, the 23rd of January. And today's the day that the NAMM show opens to the public. Yesterday we set up the Electro-Harmonics booth, put up all the posters, installed the amplifier, hooked up all the pedals, tested everything, see if it was working, and played around with the pedals that I hadn't played around with before. And it's a very cool collection of drive pedals mainly, but also the Holy Grail Max is a very nice reverb pedal, and of course we're having the Slammy polyphonic pitch shifter to demo, so that's really something to look forward to. I've got my NAMM pass ready. It is almost 8 a.m. and we're about to have breakfast and then head off to the show and start demoing. Today is Friday, the 24th of January. This is the second day the NAMM show has been open, and this is my little demo booth here at the Electro-Harmonics stand. And this week, for 4 days, I'll be demoing these 11 pedals. Most of them are overdrives. There are 2 fuzzes. There's the Slammy, which is a polyphonic pitch shifter. There's the Holy Grail Max, our new reverb pedal, and there's the Crying Bass Wah that also sounds great on guitar. What I do in here is I talk to media, like magazines. Some want to shoot videos, others just want to hear sound bites. They want to have the pedals explained, and distributors come in here, but also video crews like e-zines and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool job. It's nice and quiet in here except for the airco, and I'm playing on this Mexican Fender Strat that they flew in. I'm playing through this trainer amp, which is basically like a twin reverb, only 40 watts. It has 6 L6 output tubes. Mike Matthews is really fond of that squeaky clean Fender sound because that brings out, in conjunction with the Stratocaster, that brings out the character of these pedals the best. So my experience is, well, there's a lot of choice for guitar players. There's overdrives in all sorts of, flavors. There's the Satisfaction fuzz, which is based on a 60s fuzz tone, only updated with true bypass, small footprint. They all take a 9-volt battery, I think, or at least a 9-volt adapter. And I especially love these two pedals, which are the ehx-tortion, which is a JFET overdrive that is meant to sound and respond like very much like a tube amp would. There are 4 different pre-gain settings, and there's a dedicated boost section. Also, there is a direct out, so you could use it to go into a mixing desk or to do some home recording, I guess. And I like the Holy Grail Max, which is a reverb pedal that has the plate reverb that is based on the Cathedral stereo reverb, and a very cool reverse reverb. Then obviously there's the Slammy that's been out for a while, and that's turning a lot of heads. A lot of people like the ehx-tortion a lot, and they like the Soul Food, and they dig the Satisfaction. You know, the video went live yesterday for Satisfaction, and it's been doing very, very well. So, you know, briefly, that's it, what I'm doing. Over here are all of the boxes of all the pedals that we brought, and it's soundproofed, this booth. And anybody can come in here, and I'll be happy to demo these pedals for them. Alright, so we're hanging out with Mike Matthews, founder of Electro-Harmonics, here at the Electro-Harmonics booth at NAMM 2014. Hiya Mike, how are you?
Rock and roll.
Okay, so have you been enjoying this show at all? And give me an honest answer.
I don't know, I only come out on Friday nights because I'm an old fart now, and I'd rather be home at the office, but I come out Friday nights.
Okay, cool.
I learn a lot. What's happening in the whole world market.
Cool. So that's what you're here for, like networking and stuff.
Yeah, just say hello to old customers throughout the world, and pick up product directions, ideas from that pop up, and yeah.
All right. So cool. Tell me, can you just tell me briefly a little bit about, well, imagine you're sitting in front of a group of school kids in the Netherlands. They won't understand a bit of what guitar effects are all about. Could you try and explain that to them?
Well, the guitar effects, I mean, the main thing is music is expression of your feeling on the guitar, plucking the strings and stuff. And the different guitar effects, the key thing is adding feeling, adding expression. That's the whole thing. If you're not expressing feeling, then why bother? So.
Okay, so back in the 60s, you came out with the Big Muff pedal, a famous fuzz pedal, and it's still in production today. Is that one of your favorites?
No, my favorites are the ones that sell the most units and the most sales because they're the most successful. You know?
Obviously.
Really, the Big Muff though, that I brought that out in 1969. It was about our fourth product under Electro-Harmonics, and Carlos Santana bought one from me on a Carlos Santana check, mail order on Carlos Santana stationery, and this was in 1971, and we still sell several thousand a month. So I am proud that an electronic consumer product is still selling in substantial quantities. 43 years. 44 years after we brought it out in '69, if I added right.
Yeah, well, pretty much any fuzz pedal, has its roots lying in the Big Muff, and maybe a couple other things.
Not exactly. I got into this business not because of the Big Muff, not because I used to promote rock and roll shows and became friendly with Jimmy James, who changed his name back eventually to Jimi Hendrix. To me, he was just another musician. We just guys talking music talk. but because the Rolling Stones had up to that time the greatest #1 hit in the history of rock and roll. I don't know if there's been more since then, with their blockbuster Satisfaction. And so at that time I was working for IBM. I wanted to quit and go on the road and become a rock and roll star. This is back in around 67.
So you play keyboards, right?
Well, I played keyboards. I was a real good keyboard player in the early 60s. And then so I was always into business since I was a kid. So I wanted to go out and make some money quick. So my first wife, she'd have a little security. And at that time, the Rolling Stones hit Satisfaction was blasting on the airways, #1 for weeks and weeks and weeks. And so Maestro, they came out with fuzz tones before me, and they couldn't make them fast enough. And there was this guy on 48th Street in New York City that was making fuzz tones one at a time. He asked me to come in with him, then he dropped out, and so I was left doing it alone. And that was before Electromonics. Guild Guitars wanted to buy all of the fuzz tones I made, and by this time my buddy Jimi Hendrix was big, and so he decided to call them Foxy Ladies.
Right.
So I came out with those, and then eventually the first product under Electromonics was the LPB1 linear power booster, and we still sell about 600-700 a month of those.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular pedal, right?
Yeah, it's simple and it only has one transistor.
Right.
So
I was wondering, how do you feel about the internet? Has that changed the market at all? You know, did the YouTube and pedal demos and stuff?
Of course, it's changed it. Everybody can order stuff on the internet, but very important as musicians can, search the internet, search specific products, and hear good video demos of our products and competitors' products on the internet. Because it's not the same as hearing something live. It's not going to, on a compressed file, it's not going to be the same feeling's going to come through as playing something live. But it gives you a chance to check out, 10, 20, 30 things and say, oh, geez, I got to go to the store. I got to really try these 2 or 3. Or just order them on chance. Yeah, everybody knows that. And the internet's continuing to change things.
Okay, so one last question then for you, Mike. How do you feel about, boutique builders and overdrives, people paying like a lot of money for overdrives? How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel it's good for us. The more competition we have, the more the whole market's split up. So since we've been around a while, that's good for us. But on the other side of the coin, everybody, in a sense, starts off boutique. I mean, you can't build a product for a small amount of money until you get more and more over the hump and build more and more products. And you gotta grow. It just takes time.
Okay. Well, thanks so much.
Rock and roll.
Today is Sunday, 26th of January, and this is the 4th and final day of the NAMM show. We're flying back home to Amsterdam tonight. Yesterday, Saturday, was a very nice day. Very busy, a lot of media, a lot of video crews. Mike Matthews arrived on Friday night, so he was at the show yesterday. It was very nice to meet the guy in person. Well, I met Paul Riario from Guitar World magazine, and I met Art Thompson of Guitar Player. They shot video. Premier Guitar came by to shoot video. All sorts of magazines like Total Guitar UK, Guitarist magazine. So it was, it was very tiring, but it was a great experience for a guitar player. I feel I have the best gig in the world at this moment. So one more day to go, and today's going to have, a lot of visitors, not so much media, and we'll be flying back home tonight. JJ out.